out my back porch. I can't help but wonder why my own brother won't look me in the eye and didn't come to visit his old father when he was gone. I can't help but wonder why when I told my brother that Dad's dying, Dad's gonna die, he didn't want to come see him. And instead came here and made more problems for me than I can easily list. And I can't understand why my father didn't get this later life and plan it a little bit better. But I do know that I was taking care of him, and it was a pandemic, and he's a cancer patient. And all central density, he just didn't think about it. Just get it done, I guess, better legally. So he made some videos he wrote them. And it's his handwriting, and I can't imagine why my brother would think that this is somehow coerced, or this is a lie, or some bullshit that my father would wrote. He also claimed the sound mind of about the entire business on all of it. My house and all artwork, paintings, and things probably decided to give his brother endurance. Again, a fair percent of the whole share of his artwork. Endurance and I had a discussion. And he had stated he had no interest in maintaining a house at 196. We had a discussion via text that insisted on 6, I got bad news. And Andreas' response was how much it cost to be partial that text message. And I have all these text messages saying that years of documentation of my father having problems with my brother. And I'm doing the best I can to help my brother. I love my brother, obviously he hates me. And he's now managed to allow someone to be an administrator and have them be authorized to sell the house here. Horrible. Horrible. And I think when people do things like this, it's a sin against God, and eventually they'll burn in hell for their sins. And I feel really bad that my brother is so unhappy, so mean, but he's been so far and speaks so well as to now force the sale of the house. That he hasn't been paying the mortgage on, he hasn't done any repairs on the building, and he hasn't been living in for 10 years. And I promised my mom and dad that I would take care of him and use this house as a way to make money and sell artwork and make artwork too. And it wasn't supposed to be for the past few years, losing my father, that instead of doing that, I spent the majority of my time working to pay the mortgage and the bills here, and dealing with courts, lawyers, and police, while mourning the loss of my father, while having to explain that, yes, I live here, the ticket goes here, my brother does not, and then clean the address on the side of life. I've now been tasked with having to explain with the district attorney and the county prosecutor why my brother continues to file frivolous lawsuits against me, continues to file charges of harassment after breaking in here, harassing me, stalking me, stealing my property, damaging my property, and damaging my security cameras, and then calling the police and turning around and saying that I did something wrong, and he knows that he did something wrong. Now I have to show more videos that have already been posted online of when he came here and ripped up my plants, damaged a few things, stole a few things, ran out, and was swinging at me and trying to swap my my phone out of my hand as I began filming him and following him, leaving the property, and subsequently got in his car, filming him again, and he started to swat my cat, tried to swat my phone out of my hand, and then drove off. And based on that, he's accusing me of harassing him, and for having texted him in an attempt to negotiate an agreement so that the house isn't sold. The house will be sold at a loss now. It will be going into foreclosure because there's no point in me continuing to pay a mortgage here. The county is now basically sending people over here because they're listing my house for sale. What's the point of paying the mortgage payment? So I told the mortgage company, I'm applying for successor interest, but my brother is attempting to have him freeze the mortgage, and this administrator is now authorized to vacate me from this place. I've decided to give my brother a deal and say, hey, you know what? You want to pay the mortgage here? Come January, give me some more time to move out, and you can assume the mortgage. Other than that, otherwise, there's really no point in doing so. If the mortgage company's not going to allow me to have successor interest in the mortgage, the house will go on. I'm going to Amazon. Expensive. All have to be either lesser or put in storage. And it's so heartbreaking because it's like this is a little house filled with many artwork, everything from my mom. And they're gone, and that's all we have, my brother and I. And it's so sad that he seems to want to hold on to bad memories here, and I guess for him, maybe because he was self-isolation, and was suffering, very suffering, for him, he just has memories of my dad yelling at him, and doesn't like it here. But I'm sure deep down, he does have some love for this place. It's such a special home, and I can't imagine why he would think, knowing his heart that this was the plan that his dad wanted for us. My mom and dad worked so hard and they struggled for so long, and poverty can kill people. People think they're fine, people should be happy. But I know my parents were happy. It's the stress of having to struggle financially killed them. And it's killing me. And it's killing just about everybody else I know struggling financially. Why should we continue to have to really struggle like that and use what we have as a family? That's how people are successful and profit. They have businesses and have families and help each other. And my mom and dad aren't around now to help my brother. And I have to be the one to take care of this place. And it's been made next to super difficult, if not impossible, for me to do that when I'm being told that I'm not allowed to rent the place out, that technically now I don't even own it, that I have no right to privacy and sanctity, that my brother can just come and go as he pleases and harass me, that I'm the one who's supposed to pay for the utilities, to keep the pipes from freezing by putting oil in here to replace and leaking, yet he somehow can say that, I want to sell the house, even though there's a tremendous amount of money on it, because I think I can get more money for it. I'm dumbfounded and baffled to me how the court followed the letter of the law and doing this handwritten will invalid. The videos of my dad clearly indicating that he wanted the house to be a minority was invalid. And honoring the demented, if not sadistic, vengeful intent of my sibling who couldn't even bring himself say goodbye to this daggone stuff. Let alone for the past 2 decades come to his birthdays, Christmases, holiday celebrations, and show up with an attitude of love and empathy. I just feel bad for him. He's really struggling, and nobody else but my mom seems to be able to put through him. He seems so angry and like cold and dead inside. And he knows it's wrong what he's doing. He knows that I'm trying to save his house and that's beautiful. He knows that it's now an awful thing to see everything now thrown into him. Who's going to have to pay for that? He's not going to make anything. He's going to be stuck with a bill having to reimburse me for everything. And the bill, when they come here and say, okay, well, all this stuff, which is in this shed, and all this stuff has to be cleared out of here. That's a big inconvenience, but it's a big inconvenience to have to go find a new house, home, and start all over. And instead of us renting this place out, literally renting it out, making $5,000 a month easy, free and clear, now it's going to be sold for nothing. And I doubt that my brother has the means to buy a new house. I just don't think that he can afford to do so. I hope he does. I wish he did. If this was the case, if there's an estate for sale, it's a place, I call home, which is a hunting area, a valuable piece of property on the high land, this close to the city of New York City. Doesn't see the value of that. Probably for the same reason he told me to my face that my dad's paintings were bullshit. When I came home after my dad died, I found him in here, and he proceeded to tell me that my dad was abusive and his paintings were bullshit, and this house is a piece of shit, falling down, and I found myself questioning, that's the way you really think about your own stuff and your own family. It makes sense as to why you do that, and why you want to accept the consequences of going against the love of your own mother and father, the love that they gave, the things that they built. This is not an easy thing for me to have to share my personal life. And it's what I feel. I don't have any other choice. I feel the justice system has let me down. Even the police have let me down. They've entertained somebody who's made things up, lies, over and over again, who, for what it's worth, okay, needs help. Not a bad person. Needs help. And instead of being a gentleman, having a conversation, sitting down and saying, okay, let's figure this out. Dad left all this. Not for us to just sell it. Saying, let's figure this out. Dad left us all this, not for just some guy in the town to go sell it and go, here, now here's a check for $50, because they're going to get 5 or 10 grand, and that's all the equity that's left here, right? And all this stuff's got to go into storage, okay, which is very expensive. You can't fit all this in a tiny little storage place, okay? It's got to be climate controlled. Dad left us all this, not for it to be fucked over by the town. Because someone's too angry to have to remove their stuff out of here to have a gentleman's conversation with me. To sit down and have an agreement. Instead, I have to deal with someone who can't look me in the eye, who told me that this is bullshit, that my dad's spending years working on these paintings as an artist, as a mentor, that, because he's not famous, he's bullshit. That's crazy. That's so crazy. As crazy as crazy gets. And you can call me crazy, But I know right from wrong. You know? Shit. I'm certified, Cody. I'm a certified fool, but I know right from wrong, and I know that my father wanted the best for us. And the best thing would be to save this house, to save our home, to split the cost of the mortgage, to have other people living here, and we could live somewhere else and monitor it, but to save this studio, save this space, save this land. This is, all you need is a permit. You can put another big house back here. I mean, look at this place. I spent so many years maintaining this place. You know, and I just hope to God my brother sees this as a valuable place as a home. Instead, what he thinks he's going to pocket like 5 or 10 grand? Not even. Not even. I filed a claim on this for everything I put in this, plus the mortgage I've been paying. I mean, do the math. It got appraised at 240, 228. You know, mortgage companies asked me, oh, do you want to, keep paying the mortgage? I said, yeah, I do. He said, well, you got to file a successor interest claim. So I'm going to call them again now. They got information, and be like, hey, because they're like, well, technically the county can't force the sale of something that they don't own because the bank really owns it. They got the loan. The mortgage company got the loan from the bank to get the mortgage for the house. So the bank really technically owns the house, right? I said to my brother, why don't you just get in a bathroom? You could put a boot bathroom, a shower down here. One of us could live here. It'd be out of sight, out of mind. The other one lives upstairs. There's a big door. My dad made a big soundproof door. I'd much rather take the studio, than the upstairs, but vice versa. I can't see why one of us can't just split this fucking house in half. One person lives here, the other person. And honestly, neither one of us even have to really live there. We can just have some tenants that we check on and make a fuck ton of money. A fuck ton of money. Instead, courts, lawyers, cops, stress. You have to share this shit on fucking social media because nobody gives a fuck, really. But God does. I think God, and I think the sweet Lord above, knows what's right and what's wrong. Knows what my dad's last wishes were. This is our house. This is not the administrator's house. This is not the Kent Police's house. This belongs to Oliver and Andreas Bassi. Nobody else. And we should split it and we should share it. Selling it is not the best way to share it. Selling it is not the best way to share it. Selling it, there's no profit. This is an investment. This took years for my mother and father. Blood, sweat, and tears to build this place. Gonna sit here and watch as some lunatic thinks that it's okay to sell it. Because I just want him out of there. Those are his words before a justice of the peace who held up a book and said, tell me where in this book that a handwritten will in the state of New York is valid and videos are valid. And I said, Honor, there's a pandemic, there are extenuating circumstances. He had cancer. And it was a pandemic, and we didn't get it notarized. Well, holy fuck. Do you think I'm lying when I'm telling you my father entrusted me to his master works of art? This is his life's work. He entrusted me to this place to save it. Not to have this locked up in storage so people could come and see these paintings and say, oh, I'd like to buy that for $1 million. Because someday, these paintings will be worth 5 times more than this house. I helped my father with these paintings. I helped my father build this studio. This is a work of art and a national treasure for Putnam County. And it should not be sold. This should be a church and be sacred and protected. I pay the bills and I pay the mortgage. Then to allow someone who keeps lying and making things up, someone who's been accused and found guilty of a violent crime, with a history of being violent and irrational, who needs help, should not be allowed to decide and manipulate for their own sick satisfaction. It's an injustice. I'm sharing this with God. God, I know you're up there. I know you're hearing this. And the power of social media has helped change the world. And it's still helping bring justice and truth to the world, the power of social media. That's right. There are people in this world who can't use Google, who can't use YouTube because their government doesn't allow it. There are still people who are being bought and sold. There are still places in the world where marijuana is illegal. But that's changed, right? Because together we're stronger, united we stand, and divided we fall. And that's exactly what's happening now with my brother and I. We are brothers. We should be together in saving what our mother and father left for us here. And using it to our benefit. Not some selfish, irrational nonsense and mess that's become of our home. This place needs to be cleaned up, fixed, gutted, and then rented out to be made money and used as a gallery, like the people across the street, like the people all over New York who have galleries that you drive by their house, you can buy stuff. This is a registered business. You know, reporting to the town that I'm trying to rent it out and that the cars have no inspection. It's not helping any one of us because this has been frozen in a probate court, in a surrogate court, in family court since my father died. As if I didn't take care of him for years, spending all day, all night with him, holding his hand, cleaning up piss and shit, bringing him to the hospital, watching him getting infusions by myself, with no help from my family whatsoever. The only one taking care of my parents. I don't need this shit. I don't need this drama. I don't need to keep going to court. I don't need to be charged with harassment for sharing my life with God on social media. Don't have any family left. I got my brother. And this is what my mother and father left for us. Not for the county. Nice quiet place for projects. Pretty nice house. Plenty of room for these guys to put it. Figure it out. Oh, I even stopped cutting the grass like the leaves. There's the bottom of the trees. Get back to that deal. I feel like dealing with cops and courts and mortgage companies and lawyers and all that shit. I've been doing that since I'm 9 years old. Climbing this tree since I'm 9 years old. Didn't always live here. But my mom always said that we could come back here. And it's not so that brother can't come here. I want him to be here. I want him to feel like he has always a home here. So my mother promised my dad left the will to put it in my name because I was the one who was able to do that. That bitch screwed my brother. Took some machine. All the cops in it. Tells me how it's gonna be. So here's the deal. You're gonna have to pay the mortgage. I live here. I'm gonna leave. I don't want it to be me who fucked this up. It's not me who fucked it up. Take a person, walk away. Just be like, you know what? Here, January 1st, my grandmother's birthday. Here, here's your keys. And just walk away. By then, the mortgage company will have sent a foreclosure notice. And so be it. I'll call the mortgage company now and let them know that my brother refuses to talk to me. Can't even look me in the eye. And he's charging me with harassment. And continues to, I know he must realize that allowing him to sell the house is going to result in $0. But I have to explain to the mortgage company, hey, well, he still wants to allow the administrator to force to sell the house. I want to come to agreement. Walk in that finance commissioner office and sit down and I'll call my brother and set up a meeting and we'll draft something up to save the place. We can do that. And still not too late. The mortgage company, thank you all my subscribers for watching my video. I try to keep it true to real life. And I know it's a little embarrassing, it's a little humiliating, but I really don't care if everybody makes fun of me. These are real tears, and I keep it real. And you know, it is something worth crying about. I know I don't have a big brain tumor, and I'm in a wheelchair. Life could be fucking worse. You know, I understand we all have our fucking problems, but it's pretty fucking sad too. family passed away. The only thing that happened was this mother. It was my mother holding my hand in between me. And the way she said she died, I walked her from the kitchen to the kitchen that was really warm. And I held her hand and she was going to cry. You know, here she doesn't understand how she can. I can look at that back pain. And I see myself, then all of the next day she died holding my hand. And I told my son that she's dying and he needs to come inside. And so, my God, and I said to him, why did you take me in? Why did you understand? It was about 2 weeks ago. The home, our mother and father, so hard for that we built. Oh God, we live to understand. One day, another time comes to me. This is the true life, yeah. This is his room and he just can't freaking have it. My parents' room. We've got both of them. Stop and to be fixed up.